Okay. Thanking Mandy for the most informative contribution. We will now take questions, please. Anyone like to raise a question? 1, 2. Another one?
I want to make a comment, if I may.
Oh,
Thanks, for some coffee.
okay.
People who use their voice have to protect it, don't they? It's a good...
Okay, 4. Okay, I'll take the first 4, please. Graham?
Graham Fletcher, I don't need that. Graham Fletcher, 50 years in the union. I empathise with this. It made me cry nearly. This is that. I didn't realise it was so bad. Firstly, has anybody gone to jail because of this 8th Amendment? And secondly, is it the case like England 100 years ago, the people at the bottom couldn't have abortions, but the rich people could? Is that 2 questions there? You can answer them.
Yeah.
Grateful.
You're not on.
Well, the first thing is nobody has actually gone to prison in the south. Nobody's been caught. Okay, a couple of women have been caught up the north, and there are court cases coming up. Now, I would say highly unlikely anyone's going to go to prison for the rest of their life. It's a 17-year-old girl and her mother for getting abortion pills online. I mean, the place will be burnt down if they do it. But the threat is still there of getting some sort of, criminal charge. Your second question was that the rich people could afford the abortions and the poor people couldn't, was it?
That was 100 years
Yeah.
ago in our country, yeah.
Well, that's exactly the same, because, we have abortion in Ireland in terms of it being exported to the Netherlands and the UK, but it's only rich people who can access it. It's only people with the funding. Like, it can cost €2,000 or more to travel, and if a woman is only earning €20,000, it's 10% of her annual income. They just can't do it, so it's forced motherhood,
Thank you for that.
I think just a very quick question. You're saying you're going to have a referendum. Is that going to be island-wide, or is that going to be only in the south or the north?
Well, it is still 2 separate countries. So, how dare you? How very dare you? No, it is for the south, but we do work very closely with the north and the pro-choice groups in the north. So I'm really hoping that if it's passed in the south, that there might be some headways. But I'm not confident, because considering we got a marriage equality a couple of years ago and they're still nowhere near getting it in the north, it's a very difficult situation. I don't know. It's not. It's just in the south.
Mary?
Mary Pearson, I'm a retired teacher.
You need a rest.
I feel I'm going in confession now. I had the experience of abortion in my probationary years when I was living in London, and it was 1967. I think the Act had been enacted but not actually. Sorry, it had been passed but not enacted. And I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. And then this friend gave me the money to go to Harley Street. Well, and I was working in a convent school, so I couldn't get a sick note to say why I was off, and I got the sack. And the sort of injustice of it all has really stuck with me, to this day, because it's like no one charged the man, or it's just the woman has to take that responsibility. I like your yellow, by the way.
Thank you. I'm trying to keep the campaign light. It's a bit of a morbid subject.
But I think it's really, now it's legal even. It was legal, but you have to have medical reasons and all that before. And so, but it's something, I feel like in confession now, even though I'm totally collapsed, Catherine. It's something that just never leaves you. That not the loss of the child, but the fact that what you had to go through to hide the fact, apart from having to pay for the abortion, I couldn't tell a convent school I was going off to have an abortion, so I lost my week's pay as well.
And there's a huge amount of research that's been put into the aftermath of women who suffer from abortions. And the no side will tell you all the time that it's regret and they're sorry they did it. And, you know, if we didn't have abortion, they'd be much happier if they didn't go through it. But actually, any of the psychological damage, there's been huge research put into this. It's the fact that people have to tell lies, hide, get money, travel, pretend it never happened. It's that whole aspect of it that really affects people. It's not the loss of the child. It's the fact that it has been such an ordeal.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've been on protest. It's the thought of abortion law since then. But when you're 21 in a strange city and it happens and you don't know where you're going to, you know, what's going to happen, and you just, anyway, it was a real traumatic experience, not the actual abortion. And I suppose I got a bit of a Catholic guilt over that, but it was over having to lose my wages for a week because I couldn't get a sick note. When you're working with numbers, it's a bit difficult to say, oh, I've just had the week off to have an abortion. And I just think nowadays, you know, we've really got to continue fighting for the rights, because with this Tory government, you don't know what's coming next.
And there's a real rollback in Europe now where people are really rolling back on abortion legislation and trying to make it harder, you know.
So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your input.
Fourth, mate. Sister.
Hi, just thank you so much for that. It was really interesting. And I recently moved here from New Zealand, which actually still has terrible abortion laws, which is dealt with by everybody ignoring them. So I'm really interested in that. I'm going to send the workplace stuff. I'm going to send it back to trade union comrades that time. My question is, what is it? I know we can't give money because of the to support the referendum campaign, because only Irish citizens can give money. Is there anything that we can do here to help support the repeal campaign? You know, so that.
Well, I tell you, there's one thing that you can do. If there are people over here that are Irish that still have their residency at home, tell them to go home to vote. Because there's a campaign at the moment, Home to Vote, to try and get people back. I was discussing it outside with one of the guys earlier on, that 47,000 people booked flights to Dublin the day the referendum date was announced, and they reckon it's people coming home to vote. So that's what they did in the marriage equality campaign, and it really swung things. So if you know anybody that has the ability to vote, send them home. You know? Thanks.
Any more questions? There's a question?
Brief comment and question, yeah.
Very brief. There's a question, please.
I think Lee spoke about the history of the trade union movement and the trade TUC. I think we should reflect one of the best things the TUC did was in the 1970s when the abortion law was passed and then it was under attack, organised the first, I think, national demonstration to defend that. It's very good. Just one very short point. It looks as though, hopefully, that a referendum will win. So we have this situation where we have equal marriage in the South of Ireland, rights of abortion, and you have none of that in the North. But the traditional argument against Irish unity for the unionist extremists was that you can't unite with a papist South run by the Pope. So we have now a situation on key questions of social equal rights, a superior situation in the South than the reactionary state of Northern Ireland.
Well, it's something that we say all the time as well. You know, we find it bizarre that that they are so right wing, really. You know, and that it is a kind of, it was always, but it was religion and church and state in the South that caused all this. So yeah, you would think that they would react against it and go against it and, you know, take it on board. But no, they've been slow to come. But I think there's a lot of that as well. It's Presbyterian stuff, and, you know, it's just...
Well, if we can thank both Lee and Mandy for their excellent contributions today. Big round of applause, please.